Now, this is not a real language. This is not an official South African language. This is not a real language. This is like a mixture of, it's not a particular language, it's just a mixture of this and that. So they call it Pretoria. It is Tswana, but it's not proper. It's for a person who does not like noise, who does not like the hustle of the city, because CBD is way too congested, it's way too busy, it's way too noisy. And I've seen the flats in Pretoria Central. They are like in town where all the hustle of the city is happening. What is good, T gang? It is your girl T. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, then don't be shy to smash the subscribe button down below. Turn on your post notifications to get notified every time I post a video, baby. Today, guys, I am back with another informative video. Today we are going to be talking about the things you should know before you move to the big city, which is Pretoria, where things happen, guys. Now, this video is based solely on my experience because I did live in Pretoria for 4 years, and I will be telling you guys the things you should know based on my own experience. So stay tuned, watch this video until the very end, and I will share with you guys some tips and things that you should know before you move to the big city. So this video is either if you're South African and you're planning to move to Pretoria, you've never been to Pretoria before, or maybe you're a foreigner who's trying to relocate to South Africa, specifically in Pretoria. The first thing we're going to talk about is accommodation. So if you are a person who does not like the busy of the city, then CBD is definitely not a place for you. Pretoria Central CBD is not a place for you to stay if you're a person who does not like noise, who does not like the hustle of the city, because CBD is way too congested, it's way too busy, it's way too noisy. And I've seen the flats in Pretoria Central. They are like in town where all the hustle of the city is happening. I mean, the cars are hooting, the noise of the city. I, for one, am one person who does not like the noise. I don't like noise. So you're going to hear noise even throughout the night, and it's just not so comfortable if you're a person who does not like the noise. So CBD is not for you. Stay away from CBD. Accommodation wise, if you're a person who does not like noise. And then if you're a person who loves the peace and quiet, you want a place that you're going to be comfortable, you want a place where you're free from crime, you want a place where you're going to be, sharp, you should definitely go to the outskirts of Pretoria. You can go to nice suburbs if your pocket is allowing you. If your pocket is deep enough, you can go to suburbs like Mamelodi Park, you can go to Olympus, you can go to Silver Lakes where the money stay, and these are very comfortable neighborhoods. If your pocket is not too deep, but then you don't want also to live in CBD where there's noise and all that, you can opt to go to places like Pretoria West. It's not quite like a nice suburb compared to places like Menlo, but then it's better than CBD. The noise is less, the crime is not so high. But there were incidences where people were getting mugged in the Pretoria West. I've lived in Pretoria West, would get mugged in broad daylight, but it's not as bad as CBD. The crime is not as bad as CBD. So if you want a better place, a bit quiet, a bit comfortable, you can go to places like Pretoria East. If your pockets are way too deep, you can go to the better suburbs. And then townships are also available. There are townships that surround Pretoria. So if your pockets are not deep and you cannot afford, but you want to be closer to Pretoria, maybe you got a job in Pretoria, but then your money is not allowing you, so you can opt to go to the townships. There are townships around Pretoria like Haranguva, we have townships like Soshanguve, we have townships like Mamelodi. These are all townships that are around Pretoria. Accommodation, according to what I know, you can get a room with a bathroom, like a single room. It's just one room with a bathroom. You can get it for about 1.3, ranging from that price from 1.3 in a township in Soshanguve. This is talking about rent in Soshanguve that I've seen and heard my friends talk that this is the amount of money they were paying for rentals in the township. 2, let's talk about everyday life in Pretoria. So Pretoria is a very busy city, and it is congested, guys. So one thing I dislike about Pretoria is the way it is busy. It's way too busy, guys, especially in the morning when people are going to work. Starting from 6 a.m. traffic is already crazy. 6, 7, 8, 9 traffic is crazy. And then also knock off time, 3, 4, 5 traffic is crazy. Like PM traffic is also really crazy. So if you are a person who does not like the hustle and bustle of the city, traffic jams and all that, and then Pretoria is definitely not the city for you, because it's way too busy at these rush hours. It's way too busy. You can sit in traffic for 30 minutes just in traffic. So usually when you go to work, people usually get out of the house earlier, like way earlier than you usually should in a regular town. Maybe you should come out of the house at 7:30. You need to get to work at 8. But in Pretoria, if you leave at 7:30, you want to get to work at 8, it's not ideal. Should probably leave at maybe, I don't know, 6:30, just to be on the safe side. So for people who don't like waking up, people who don't like the bustle, the hustle and the bustle of the city, then Pretoria is definitely not for you, because it has traffic jams, it has all these problems. Then 3, let's talk about the entertainment in Pretoria, the things you can do in the big city. This is the city to be when it comes to entertainment, guys. So if you're a person who loves, the vibe, you love entertainment, then this is the city for you. You're definitely going to enjoy entertainment wise. I mean, Pretoria is so busy, guys. If you are a person who has no self-control, you are going to go crazy and you're going to go broke. Trust me, Pretoria is very nice when it comes to entertainment. From exclusive lounges, nice clubs, all those outings, like classy places, there is a lot of them. You won't finish them. If you want the up class lounges, up class clubs, up class whatever, places where you can chill with celebrities, drink alcohol with celebrities, those places are there. Those places are there. Those kind of places. So if you're a person who loves that, it's all there. If you're a person who also loves chilled vibes, you don't like clubbing, you don't like going to lounges, there are also places for you. There are also nice places like historical places like the Union buildings, if you'd like to visit some of those. There are also places like that. There are also nice nature reserves around Pretoria or close to Pretoria. There are nature reserves. There is a belt of nature reserves, or is it like game reserves or something like that, just outside Hammanskraal. Hammanskraal is a town that is just outside Pretoria. I can say 45 to 50 kilometers out of Pretoria. So this is Hammanskraal, and then when you just get out of Hammanskraal, there's a belt of game reserves there. So if you're a person who loves those kind of places, those places are there for you. Like Pretoria, entertainment wise, there is a place for everyone that would suit you and the type of things that you love. So entertainment wise, you will never get bored in PTA. Number 4, let's talk about the crime rate in Pretoria. So like I've said, in CBD, you really have to be streetwise. When I say be streetwise, what do I mean? Do not flash your valuables. Don't take out your phone and flash it around. Don't take out your money and flash it around. Those kind of things. Just be safe. Don't be too trusting around people that you meet. When you're trying to ask for directions, don't just ask anyone. I usually tell people that if you're in a place that you don't know, like Pretoria, Johannesburg, try your best to find a security guard. I usually say try your best to find a security guard. If you see a security guard on a particular shop, please do ask a security guard for directions. And by all means, please try not to look lost, because you will be an easy target if you look lost. So this is what I mean when I say be streetwise. If you look lost, people are gonna see that you are lost. They're gonna take advantage. And usually asking for directions is not usually a good idea just from anyone, because they will give you the directions, they will accompany you where you want to go, but they will need money. And if you don't give them this money, it's going to be trouble. And imagine if you genuinely don't have that money, and this person has given you directions, you need to give them the money. So try your best. If you see a security guard at a shop, ask a security guard, they will give you directions. So be street smart when it's in CBD. And then accommodation, staying in CBD, I'm not sure how the crime is, or break-ins. I'm talking about break-ins and those kind of things, because I never stayed in CBD, so I'm not sure how it is. But if you want to be safe, opt to go, like I said, opt to go to the outskirts of Pretoria, outside of Pretoria, suburbs that are outside of Pretoria. It is way too safe there, and your safety is way guaranteed. Number 5, let's talk about the languages that are spoken in Pretoria. You want to know what kind of language am I going to be speaking. So generally in South Africa, English is, everyone understands. Okay, most of the people understand English, and most of the people can communicate in English. So if you're coming from outside of South Africa, if you know English, then good for you. But if you want to learn some languages with time, or if you're a South African who wants to relocate to Pretoria, maybe you're from KZN and the only language you know is Zulu, yes, they are. Most people in Pretoria do understand isiZulu, and they do speak isiZulu. So Pretoria is more like there's a mixture of many different tribes in there. Usually the most spoken language in Pretoria is Spitor. They call it Spitor. Now, this is not a real language. This is not an official South African language. This is not a real language. This is like a mixture of, it's not a particular language, it's just a mixture of this and that. So they call it Spitori. It is Tswana, but it's not proper. It's called Spitori because it's not proper. But then, if you want a proper language, do learn Tswana. Tswana is the most spoken language in Pretoria. Well, according to my experience, most people I know from Pretoria are Tswana and Tswana speaking. That is the most spoken language. And then I've realized that we have a lot of Tsonga people in Pretoria. Now, I know that originally these people, Tsonga people, come from Limpopo, but surprisingly, I learned that when I was in Pretoria, there's also Tsonga people that are originally from Pretoria. So there are also Tsonga people. So Tsonga is spoken, Zulu is well understood there, Tswana is the most spoken language, and then Spitor, this and that. So these are the languages that you'll be communicating with people in, right? 6, if you are a family and you have kids that would want to go to university and you don't want them to go quite far away from you, there are parents who like their kids here with them. Or you're also planning to go to varsity in a few years to come, while you've relocated to Pretoria and you don't want to go to a university that is far. We do have universities like UP, University of Pretoria, we have Tshwane University of Technology, we have Sefako Makato Health Sciences University, we have UNISA, the main campus, UNISA, University of South Africa, it is in Pretoria. And then we have a lot of colleges in Pretoria. There are a lot of colleges, business colleges and etc. There are a lot of colleges in Pretoria. So there is, if you want to go to tertiary in Pretoria, there's a lot of options for you in Pretoria. And then the last thing we're going to talk about, transportation. Now let's talk about transportation. Maybe you don't have your own personal car. I'm talking about people who don't have their own personal car. You're like, hey, how am I going to be traveling around? So if you are a person who has a 9 to 5, this is a job, right? You have to be at work maybe at 8, and then like I've said, traffic is a nightmare. And now imagine you're using public transport, and public transport can be an extreme nightmare, guys. I can imagine waiting for a taxi to get full. You don't even know where the people you're waiting for are coming from. So if you're a person who likes convenience, like I do, I like being convenient, I love being on time, I don't like waiting, I'm impatient. So there's a How train, but unfortunately How train, you can't take it locally. It's when maybe you're working outside of Pretoria, maybe you're working in Hatfield, you can take a How train. Maybe you're working in Midrand, maybe you're working in Sandton. You can take a How train. Is a better option for you than to take a taxi. A How train is way convenient for you. And then locally we have public buses that operate on time. So these are public buses, you will see them, they're green. I forgot the name of those buses, but they are green, the ones in Pretoria. In Johannesburg they also have those buses, they are blue. Rea Vaya, I don't know, Rea Vaya, is it the ones in Pretoria or the ones in Johannesburg? But we do have public buses. You can get a ticket, you can take the public bus, it's affordable and it's convenient. And then, like I said, you can also use a taxi. Taxis are available. These are minibuses. These are taxis. You can also use a taxi. And then the other option you can opt for is an Uber, also quite convenient. 10 minutes before you get out of your house, 10 minutes before you're done with your stuff, you can call your Uber will be right at your door. They'll pick you up, they'll drop you off exactly where you need to go, something that a minibus cannot do. So an Uber will drop you exactly where you need to go. Quite convenient, but a bit costly. And locally, there's also something called a metro train. It's not a hot train, it's a metro train. I'm not sure how safe a metro train is. When I look at it, to me, it doesn't appear quite safe. I never tried it because it didn't appear safe to me. So I don't know, to people who've tried the metro train, you can help others who are trying to relocate. Leave your comment in the comment section. Tell them how is the metro train, the convenience, is it safe, is it convenient, and all that, and is it affordable? I'm sure it's affordable. I'm quite sure it's affordable for that. I'm quite sure metro train is affordable. So guys, yeah, this is basically it, the things you need to know before relocating to Pretoria, the big city. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your family and friends, and if you're coming past this channel for the very first time, please don't forget to subscribe, share with your family and friends, and I'll see you guys in my